Number one, we're obviously looking at old and new, yeah?
Yes.
We'll jump up here, we look at new, we can see clearly that the handle's further forward.
Yep.
There's a bit more pressure on that left foot, even though it looks even in your head. And we start to see this body actually rotating around, probably a bit too far, but that's okay. If we go back to some of the earlier ones here, and we start to look at it going around a little bit shorter, I'm going to be much happier with that. We go back to one of the original ones, and we start to see the handle that goes out on this side.
Of course, yeah.
Goes out quite considerably, and it comes down very, very vertically. Okay, rather than we saw that coming down through there before. Now, there's a myriad of different reasons why we want that. One of them being what I think called angular momentum. Now, I'm way above my pay grade there, but essentially that club head has to travel further from there to the golf ball.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, so it's got to travel quicker.
Yeah.
And we start to get the club face or an overtaking rate, so the toe moving quicker than the heel, essentially. It feels like that. It's not actually what happens, but it feels like that. And we start to get that feeling like it's going that way. Now, the reality is it doesn't actually go that way, so we're okay.
Yeah.
And instead of you chopping into it or cutting across it and it's quite weak, and we start to look at, club being -6 path, hell of a long way this way, okay, and we go back to the new and improved, or even where is it, this one here, and let's have a look, and now we've got -1 path, so 5 degrees is a bucket load, and we start to look at what the ball flight does. That one's a little shut because we had the club face a little shut, but essentially face to path being -5, that's shut, so it's going to go a little left, and you'll get a lot more of that than you will the opposite way. Okay,
That's okay, but it's easier to correct, as you said.
bingo. Yeah, so that stuff is a hell of a lot more beneficial, and we start looking at, okay, well, where's this going? Now we've got that path dissecting your right forearm, whereas before we almost had it dissecting your left forearm. So
Of course. Yeah.
there's a huge difference in half an hour.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
perfect, mate.
Does that all make sense?